The very first card that you got is coming from Lady Portia. Lady Portia talking about divine order. And the first part of what she says down here is for you to do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding for you. A very important, empowering lesson is unfolding for you. Do what you feel is right for you and what you know is right. The very next card that you get, the Saint Agnes of Rome, is asking you not to compromise. Do not waver from what you feel is right, from what you know is right. And they're not saying, you know what, they're not saying what you know is right. They're saying what you feel is right. So you're feeling into the truth. It's like you already know what's right, now feeling into what's right. And what feels right to you, do not compromise on that. It's really important that you do that. You don't compromise on what you know and feel is right. Yeah, and they're showing this, all of this, look at all of this around her head. So it's like she already knows what's right now. She's going to feel into this flower here, and where it feels right, there will be no compromise. So that's what they're asking of you. It feels like some of you feel that and are already kind of maybe having experiences where you're doing that, and it feels really good. The energy I'm getting from some of you is that for those of you that resonate with that, it's like, yeah, I've been doing that, and it feels really, really good. You are, the next card says that you are in the middle, or not in the middle so much, but kind of at the end of a tremendous transformation about this. About, you know, it's kind of about speaking your truth and following your heart, doing what you feel is right and not compromising on that. So at this point in the transformation, it's like you're at the end of the transformation of it. Now, what this card also says, though, is that an important lesson is unfolding. So kind of keep that in mind. That's sort of going to come back here in a minute. But as this butterfly transformation is occurring, you're right close to the end of it, because the very next card that you get says move. And so this is from your guardian angels, and look at the movement and the colors of the rainbow kind of thing. So, and this is coming right next to the butterfly transformation. And so they want to point out all of the colors in her wings and all of the colors in the movement here. So it's like you're at that stage of the transformation where you have your wings and you're starting to exercise those. You're starting to move. You're starting to only do what you feel is right, and you're not compromising on that. Now, it could be that in the past you would know what was right, you would feel what was right, but you would maybe allow other opinions to sort of get in your way. You might compromise. You're not going to compromise anymore, is what it feels like. You're just not compromising anymore. And it has to do with your freedom. Now, freedom wants to go over here with the wings, with movement and taking off, just movement. And actually standing your ground and not compromising. When you know what feels right to you, that's what you're going to follow. It's kind of about your freedom. It's about your freedom. Okay, so freedom from what, right? Freedom from what might have potentially in the past caused you or inspired you or pushed buttons in you that caused you to compromise. And you're just not doing that anymore. It's about your freedom from. And so I was asking Spirit, okay, so what's this about? Like, what is the freedom from? And the very next card that comes out is Artemis, saying that you are protected, you are safe. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. You're safe. So I thought, okay, so maybe you compromised because you didn't feel safe. You didn't feel like you could stand your own ground and sort of have your own voice, even when you knew and felt it 100% that was the right, in the right. You know, to looking at divine order kind of thing, right from wrong, right? Divine order, justice is the word that's coming up. Justice. Like, you know what's right. But somehow you didn't feel safe to stand in that. It feels like you are now. You know, it's like that transformation. You are feeling safe now. And Artemis is coming to sort of just remind you that where you have, it feels like, already sort of made that transformation. You know, notice the order of these cards. It started with you're not compromising anymore, right? Very empowered kind of place. And so it's almost like Artemis is coming up to say you are safe, as almost like a reminder. Like a reminder to you that, yeah, you can not compromise. You are safe. You also get Amoria is coming up and asking you to clear and shield. And when this one came up, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, Spirit, what is going on with this? Like, what is it that would make them feel so unsafe that they would compromise their own values, kind of thing, is what it feels like. And the very next card that comes is from the Mother Mary. From the Mother Mary, talking about the mother. And choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So it might have been that very powerful connection to your mother, where that you would compromise on your own values to sort of please your mother, get along with your mother, get approval, acceptance, feeling like maintaining a solid connection to your mother, all of that having a lot to do with your mother. Now this may be your sort of birth mother. It could also be anyone who feels like a mother figure to you. It might even be a boss, they're saying. It could be a boss who's female, who feels kind of like a mother, like a maternal influence in your life. It could very well be a boss who feels like a mom to you. You know, that's kind of feels where, and you're the position of it, that the boss is kind of over you, similar to a mother and a child kind of situation. So they're coming to remind you of this. And so he now wants to come back sort of right next to her saying, you know, wow, how, you know, proud. He's saying he's proud of you. He's very proud of you for this new stance, this new position, this transformation that you've gone through. And now you are not compromising. And he's saying, you know, good for you. He's really proud of you. And he's saying sort of continue to clear and shield. Clear and shield. So here again, I suppose it could be a mother, or like a birth mother type figure, where you're not really able to necessarily disengage from that relationship. Again, that could also be a boss, where this is your job and this is your boss. So it's not a situation that you can walk away from, certainly not easily. And so he's saying continuously, regularly, clear and shield, clear and shield, clear and shield, and continue to follow your own true voice, your own truth, and not compromising. Not compromising. And Artemis wants to come back to say, yep, and he's staying with you. He's staying with you in this situation as long as there's some kind of figure in your life that it just sort of tests you and maybe questions you. If that makes sense. He's still with you. The next card that came out is from Assault. It's talking about undying love. This would now mean, you know, be more a kind of, if it is a mother figure, they're saying that your mother loves you unconditionally. This is an unconditional love kind of situation. You know, on a deeper level, they're also saying that it's no mistake that your boss is your boss. If it's a boss situation, it's no mistake. It's like, we all sort of have these soul contracts, right, with the people that come into our world, you know, that in the bigger picture, on a soul level, it's all unconditional love, right? That it's this important lesson is unfolding in terms of not compromising. So in a way, this is a loving act, even if it feels challenging to you, from a mother or a boss or some kind of mother figure is part of the sort of soul contract to help you learn the lesson that it feels like you have learned, even though you're going to continue to clear and shield, as if they're going to continue to sort of not, sort of test you on this. You're going to have, not, call it a test is one way to look at it. Another is you will have repeated and regular opportunities to speak your truth and not compromise with what you know is right versus wrong. So it is about your truth, but it's more like right from wrong. Right from wrong, and holding strong to what you know is right, not compromising. It looks like you're going to have lots of opportunities to do that. Yeah. So they're asking you to try something new. Try something new. What does it say? You'll only know that you can do something if you try. So they're inviting you to maybe try different ways of communicating with this person, different ways of getting solid and grounded in this, so that as the opportunities come up for you to do this over and over, that you could try something different each time, so that each time you are in that position, you get a little bit more clear about, it gets a little bit more clear to the other that you're not going to compromise. They get really clear about that. So try different expressions, try different actions, try different phrases, mantras, ways that sort of ground you in your strength of it, so that it becomes more and more clear to the other. You're not going to compromise. Okay, so then we go, now is the perfect time. Now's the perfect time for you to start something, for you to start a new project. So you are just getting super strong. You're not compromising. You know what's right, and you're going after it. And so at this point, you've had a lot of practice, and you are very grounded in doing the right thing, what you know is right. You've got your butterfly wings, and there's some movement. So this one wants to come back. Now is the perfect time to fly. Now is the perfect time to start new projects. Now that you've sort of transformed and you have these wings, it's like you're a new kind of beautiful, amazing creature of Earth. Now's the time to start a new project. They're also inviting you in terms of what that project will be. What will that project be? They are actually, the Green Tara is coming in asking you to delegate. So it's quite now being like a leader. And now she is just looking at me, sort of delegating, becoming a leader. So whatever this project is, the timing is right, is what they're saying. The timing is right for this. Fertility, meaning preparing to birth a new project, a new you and a new project. And as part of that, they're inviting you to be a bit of a leader in terms of delegating out. Delegating. Ask others to help you, and you don't have to do everything by yourself. So sort of gathering up a team kind of thing to be a leader in this new project, whatever you'd like to do, whatever your heart would like to do. They're asking you to do that. It might have to do with being a teacher. It looks like it might be somehow being a teacher, because you're actually getting two cards. One is that the teacher sort of awakens. We have Regoxi talking about you being a teacher, sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge. And then we also have higher education. A higher education could be that whatever your project is that you're considering, this card can mean two things: either learn more about it, or they're inviting you to sort of create courses. For some of you, you might want to start, higher education. You might create some courses as a teacher to share your knowledge. In terms of education setting, an educational setting. Yeah, if that resonates with you, Yeah. That could be fun. That could be really fun. All right. Then there's three things. These three, look at these three. They want me to hold these up and just kind of let you feel into how they resonate with you. We have animals, crystals, and yoga. And actually, he wants to go in the middle. What is the meaning of that for you? He wants to be in the middle. Divine order is what they're saying. Divine order. Starting a new project. This teaching that you might be doing, it might be teaching about yoga, it might be teaching about crystals, it might be teaching about animals. It could be all of these. It could be spending some time with animals, could be really powerful for you. There's one message. Animals are very, very grounded, solid. You know, they're very clear when they want something. You know, notice in this card we have the dog and the cat and birds. It's all kinds of animals. Animals have a purity about them. Crystals have a purity about them. Yoga sort of lines you up from your knowing to your feeling sense, right? She wants to come back now. She wants to come back to, again, notice all around her head, and then here is where they're saying what feels right to you. You know what's right. Now you're following what feels right. Yoga lines up the intellect with the heart, head and heart. And given that they were speaking to you having a lot of practice of not compromising on that for yourself, it does kind of make sense that you would here now be surrounded by the purity and clarity, crystal clear, right? That expression of crystal clear and the purity and wisdom of animals to help sort of inspire you and help ground you in this new transformation as the butterfly that you are now, as the butterfly. And so sharing your wisdom in the new project that you start could be teaching all that you've learned in terms of the transformation. Yeah. And your final card comes from Ganesh with a big yes. And he's coming up underneath. He's coming up underneath these two, too. And he, you know, Ganesh is famous with his trunk for moving things out of the way. So he wants to come in now to sort of end the reading to say yes to everything. Also, yes, like he's cheering you on. He's very proud of you. And he's also saying yes, that he is with you and helping to sort of push things out of your way that might be trying to get in your way, as far as you not compromising. You're just not going to let anything get in the way. And he's saying yes, and I'm going to help push it out of your way when it's something that you don't want. When it's something that you know is not right. You're not going to compromise. Ganesh will come in and help push it out of the way for you. Help you standing ground. Standing firm. All right, Libra. Congratulations on your beautiful new wings and your transformation. And you're not compromising. Look at her. So she wants to come back and is asking you to feel into her energy too, with the word feeling. What you know, what feels right. She's wanting you to feel into her energy. You know, she's very powerful in a very kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say gentle is the word, but very clear, not going to compromise. Yeah. St. Agnes. All right. Now this one is coming up, inviting you, and she is asking you to sort of look her up. She's asking you to look her up and learn a bit about her. Teachers, right? Teachers also learn, lifelong learning with teaching. So she's inviting you to look her up and learn a bit more about her and how and what her life was like and how she didn't compromise. How did she do that? You've got a teammate there. As far as delegating, you've got a teammate there. Yeah, you've got a teammate with St. Agnes.